Good afternoon. Welcome to Ministry Monday. This is Carlton Coon. Thank you for letting me have these few minutes of your life. I want to talk with you about stopping the merry-go-round of guilt that is so often part of today's ministry paradigm. The Lord talked with me about this some time back, and I felt very directed to talk about it in this particular Ministry Monday. What He talked with me about is that as a pastor and in my varied roles of leadership, there were times when I had assumed too much responsibility for the outcome. We're all interested in the outcome, obviously, because the outcome provides the measures by which we determine how effective we're being. But what the Lord taught with me about, and what I want to share with you, is that there are certain things that are God's alone to accomplish. God gives the increase. I can sow, I can water, I can do the weeding, but it's God who gives the increase. Unfortunately, those of us who are called to preach at times can almost become Messianic in our attitude towards saving and salvaging other people. When we have a Messianic approach, we assume a level of responsibility that really is not ours. The unfortunate part of this is that when it doesn't go well, we then also assume a guilt. Does that make sense to anybody that's watching today? This is the case of the missionary. One comes to mind who was teaching about 10 home Bible studies a week while at the same time working with his secular employment. And my question to him was, okay, where does your family fit in with this particular thing? Because the truth of the matter is that there was simply no way for him to adequately be a husband or father while he was working 40 hours a week and then teaching the additional 10 or 12 home Bible studies each week. Yet, in the way that we measure sometimes, we would make him, or he would make himself feel guilty for not working at that particular level. We become pressed down and we get on the merry-go-round and we spin around and we think we're going to get off, but then we just keep riding this merry-go-round of unrealistic expectations. We're pressed down beneath the load of it. Let it go. God called you to be something. He called you to do some things. He didn't create you to be capable of doing everything that will need to be done or accomplishing everything that needs to be accomplished. Stop comparing yourself to others. That simply is not wise. You are uniquely you, ministering where God has positioned you. Do your work and leave the outcome to God. The late Nathaniel Urshan had a philosophy, and that was that it was his job to be the preacher and to declare the Word of God. And then when he got through preaching, he would close that Bible, and the outcome depended on God. That's really what I'm talking about today. Stop feeling guilty because of what doesn't happen. When you've done your best job in working with people in counsel and trying to address the issues of their life and they still backslide, that's not on you. You've done your best. We learn from those experiences. We learn from those events. But stop. I mean, stop the unrealistic expectations and the merry-go-round of guilt that is impeding your progress and moving toward the future. God bless. Have a wonderful week.